And welcome back, everyone, to part 4 of week 12 of Destiny Horizon. Tunpo, you are easily speeding past the Upsilon shuttle, but you're not looking like you're racing there. But there's the Destiny Horizon in all her glory, the battle scoring from the battle evident. There's still smoke coming from one of the engines. But you also know that the Destiny Horizon Grakaza is linked with the fleet, so its hyperspace coordinates to the fleet are already clocked in.
I aim to put us into the hangar bay.
Yeah, not a problem. The Upsilon actually slows down so that you can go in first.
I would like, if I may, to set the Star's End down in such a way that the main engines are facing where the space that the Upsilon shuttle has to land.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. You're like eyeballing it, and then you get this idea, sparkles in your eyes as you're like, you rotate the ship and point it towards the opening, and the Upsilon frigate is starting to fold its wings, and on the floor of the hangar is a dead Admiral Thrawn with a hole in his chest.
This does not look good.
This looks confusing.
What did we do?
Do you guys leave the
Lieutenant,
ship?
I have an idea, and I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to recommend that you stay away from the backwash of the ship.
You just like getting that cut.
Yeah. Back blast.
Should I head up to the bridge?
The bridge of the Destiny Horizon?
Yes.
All right, well, first you have to leave the ship. And as the ramp comes down, who's going out with Valerie? I know the commandos and Jebediah are.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Okay. Grakaza?
Yep, I'm going.
Yeah, all of you start funneling out the ramp, and you see the corpse of Admiral Thrawn sitting there with a shuttle in front of him. And then you see the office that the crew built for you out of the wreckage of Corin Reed's pod. And there's a bloody streak going from the floor of the hangar to the engineering bay.
What the hell? I start following the streak.
Yeah,
I'll be up on the bridge.
yeah, you follow the streak, and it doesn't take you long to get back to your room, and there's Petrov's corpse. And he's got a wire plugged in from the back of his head to a cable that's not plugged into anything sitting on the ground.
I rush over and I kind of hold up Petrov and just check for a pulse or anything.
No, he's gone.
Well, try and see if he's alive.
His eyes are even, like, super narrow. And you see that behind his hair, there was, like, a flap, and that's what he's plugged the wire into.
And the wire's connected to nothing. He's just kind of on the floor.
Whatever it was connected to unplugged itself.
I close his eyes, and I just kind of... And I prop him up on a chair.
Yeah.
And I say, I'll come back for you.
Your eyes look up, and there's no sarcophagus. You see they tore the entire room apart looking for stuff. And as you prop up Petrov, he's got a picture in his hand.
I take the picture, and I look at it.
You look at it, and the camera pans through these white, wintry clouds, and it shows the hostile landscape of Hoth And as it flies through the trenches, it goes inside one little command post that's built into the snow. And there's a burn barrel in the middle with a fire in it. Petrov, Cornreed, Grakaza, O'Brien, and Jebediah are huddled around it for warmth. And you see this drone flying with a rebel with a data pad. And he looks up and goes, "Thank you. Reed's going to be, or the Commander Zorn's actually building us a present. So he's getting pictures of all the troops stationed here during our tenure at Hoth," he says with quotations.
What kind of present?
I think he's going to make us a collage of some sort. I don't know. It's his wife's thing too, Valeria. She says it would improve your guys' mood. Make your punishment seem like less of a punishment. I don't know, Petrov starts. I kind of like Idiot's Array. It's a good hand. Only one you could just instantly win Sibak.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Right? I mean, it's almost like 1 in 50 chances will be successful. Really successful. Jebediah's like, "Will you shut that mouth up and quit hogging the barrel?" Even Reed's over there shivering.
I hate this. I was born on Corellia. I don't like cold.
I don't mind it. It's not too bad for by barrel. Could be worse.
Grakaza looks a bit cozier than the rest of them, with all the fur.
I just imagine the scene of Chewbacca in Empire Strikes Back when the wind's blowing on his face and he's just like, like it doesn't even bother him. Meanwhile, Han Solo's like,
I mean, it could be worse. It could be humid.
haha. Petrov's like, "Yeah, that's the pits." And he narrows his eyes at you. Then all of a sudden you hear footsteps. Somebody's running like on those metal planks that's leading into the command post.
I turn and look.
I don't know if you guys heard, but a storm's coming in. And Commander Skywalker hasn't returned. And he grabs the metal panel and goes and closes you off from the outside.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, what's worse, Captain Solo's run out there to look for him.
I kind of scoot over to make room for him by the fire.
Yeah, he kind of comes over, and it starts to get a little warmer in here now that the blast shields are closed. Well, at least we know one thing. This hellhole is as bad as it gets. And then that's when the memory fades out, and you're looking at the picture that Commander Zorn was going to collect for a collage. And it's got the picture of you guys forcing smiles by the burn barrel.
I smile a bit and then kind of grimace as it all kind of hits me a bit, and then I just gently put it back in his hands and kind of fold his hand over his chest. And then I walk out with my blaster.
Yeah, so Grakaza's walking out towards you, Eidos. Can't really tell if he's happy or not because he's a Wookiee, but his walk is with purpose.
I'm going to go over to Thrawn's body and kind of kick it over.
Yeah, you kick it over.
And I'm going to start, like... I can clearly see he's dead, but I'm going to start checking his pockets and stuff like that, seeing if he's got anything.
You find a communications link, and you find a plasticard that's got the last known coordinates of the fleet.
I'm going to kind of set those to the side next to his body so Grakaza can see them.
Yeah, you realize he has no idea where the fleet is.
Hey, Lieutenant.
What's going on, Eidos? And I stroll towards him.
I'll hold up the plastic card. Your friends await you.
I take it from his hands and I head it off to Tungpo if he's still around.
He's in the ship. He opted to stay behind.
Oh, okay.
right? Isn't that correct?
Yes.
In the Star's End.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I kind of wave. Oh, well, no, he's facing away. Never mind.
Listen,
I motion for one of the commandos to basically come over, and I hand it off to him and tell him to go give it to Tung Po.
He nods. It doesn't have any information that you guys didn't already know. It's got the site of the battle, and it's got like a little identity or a card for Corn Reed, and it says deceased. And then it's saying Rebel Fleet fragments as they're trying to determine where the Rebel Fleet went. And he grabs it and starts running back towards the Star's End. Jebediah's like, well, let's get on the bridge and take this ship.
Do it. I'll get business here.
He nods and starts heading towards the engine room. Valerie, you emerge on the bridge, and the lights are on. The computers are activated, and they're number crunching.
What are they doing? I'm going to go over and try and figure out what they're up to.
Somebody's turned on the defenses and are targeting Imperial ships, and they're powering up weapons.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to get on my comm and let Eidos and those in the Star's End know what's happening.
Yeah, you get on the comm and you start talking, and you hear, Valerie? What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Oh, I came on the Star's End. Oh.
You turn around and you
she's
see a
thinking to
silver
herself,
protocol droid.
Oh. Hello. They put you in this?
No, I had to. The body unit that I was given was starting to fail, and I had to get ship out.
Oh.
Then next thing I know, star goes supernova black. Luckily the hyperdrive warmed up in time, but I think I blew more of the engine.
Of the Star's End?
No, of Disney Horizon.
I mean, of Destiny Horizon. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, it's been a confusing day.
It's one of those things that makes me wish we had O'Brien. He stares off sadly. He's the only one who knows how to fix those damn things at record time.
Oh, I do too. Well, you know, Gurkhaza's here. And a few others. We need to... we need to get the Destiny Horizon out of here.
Wait! Imperial shuttle! Coming in to Port Bow! And he goes over to a computer and he starts tapping away furiously. So Thrawn is standing on the bridge of the Eclipse Star Destroyer, or in his 10 forward, basically. It's the observation post up in the front of the ship. And he's drinking what looks like scotch. His hand is behind his back. He sets the scotch down. And he's watching the Upsilon freighter head towards the Destiny Horizon. And an Imperial officer goes, "So the explosives are placed just as you asked. Good. I'll be rid of this ship once and for all." And then out of nowhere, the turbo lasers reactivate, turn on their heel, and start opening fire on the Upsilon freighter. What? And he throws the glass against the wall. "Just like I killed that pipsqueak commander of theirs, I am going to destroy this fleet." "Don't destroy the ship. I was only going to take the hangar out and kill them, but let's follow it. Chances are they're going back to their fleet." "Yes, sir, right away. Do you want the Eclipse Star Destroyer to..." "No. We're going to leave her here. Place her in charge of the general." "Yes, sir. And you'll be taking..." "I'll be taking my Star Destroyer." He turns on his heels. Admiral Thrawn goes the opposite way, and the camera's just left staring at the Destiny Horizon, opening fire on the Upsilon shuttle. Gurkhaza and Eidos, from the hangar, you do see this.
What the hell?
Get up to the bridge and get us out of here.
The commandos look at Eidos. "You should go with them. We can hold it here."
All right, let Tumpo know what's going on.
"Roger." And they start radioing to the commando that's in there with Toon Po, who's overlooking the plasticard. "Listen, they said that the Destiny Horizon's weapons just activated and are starting to fire on that shuttle."
All right, listen. I want you to stay here. And if that shuttle lands and any of those stormtroopers or whatever are coming, get off of there, I need you to hit this button and hold it for like 10 seconds or whatever. Just don't move the ship. But hopefully it'll, give him something to think about for a minute. Can you do that?
Absolutely, sir. He salutes.
Right. And then I'm gonna run away to try to get to the bridge.
You hide in a cupboard.
Scamper to the bridge.
And yeah,
quickly.
as you're coming down the ramp, you hear some mouse droids following you.
I don't have time to stop. Come on.
And it starts following you through the halls. It isn't long, Valerie, before the doors open up, and Grakaza, you come out and see a protocol droid staying there with Valerie. And Eidos, you come out and you see Dent. His head's not dented,
I'm gonna automatic.
but you are 150% sure that that's the droid.
I'm gonna pull my blaster and point at him and be like, "Get away from those controls right now."
What is meaning of this? It is me, Petrov. Grakaza, you're back.
After hearing his voice, I immediately slap Eidos' hand down, and I say, "Hold your fire," and I start walking towards Petrov.
I killed him, Grakaza. I killed him. He had audacity to come and stay on ship after they took sarcophagus.
But your body is in there. What?
Yeah, unfortunately, the biological unit was failing. In last-ditch effort, I figured, might as well try, right? It's not so bad. I don't have to breathe anymore.
Grakaza, at this point, after dealing with so many ups and downs on his road, just starts kind of giggling, and then starts laughing, and then just laughs hysterically.
He's like, what? You don't understand. To fake breathe, it takes processing power.
And with that, I kind of hug the protocol droid.
You hug him and he's like,
That
I'm
is
so
Petrov.
glad you did not leave me, Grakaza. I could never do anything to hurt you. I could not ask you to come back, but I am glad you did.
We wouldn't leave you behind, Petrov. Never.
Not at all. Meanwhile, down in the hangar, one of the commandos is finishing searching Thrawn's body, and he finds something that looks like a little clicker. He goes, what the hell is this? And he goes, and Petrov's like, Grakaza, you don't understand how much I want to kill you! Oh, no, it's happening again. I will destroy this ship. I do not understand what is going on.
Lieutenant, you better move aside.
I hold Petrov in place with my
Jebediah comes up to the bridge and goes, good news, I got the... You little livered motherfucker! And pulls out his weapon and opens fire.
Oh god. I shout no, and I pull Petrov aside.
Oh, you want to use a light side point to do that?
Yes.
That's my boy.
Oh god, what have I done?
Oh, come on, please. I gotta see those numbers change. Use the light side.
I did. Did not up.
It did. I was hoping you'd click on it again. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't notice it. Yeah, you use the light side, and the shot misses and hits a column, and Jebediah's eyes flash angrily at you. That bastard. He is
Petrov. It's Petrov.
He's the one who brought O'Brien back, or whatever that thing was.
What?
In Tatooine. He's one captured commando team. The Imperials, they were there to stop him. He's been using the sarcophagus.
Petrov, that hasn't happened here.
I meant, oh, I'm sorry.
So-
I'm going to rewind. That was supposed to be in a southern accent, so we're just going to pretend like that was a
I was
southern
about to say.
accent. I'm getting confused.
Okay.
You don't understand. I'm guilty. Kill me. Kill me. No. That was supposed to be in a...
Jebediah.
Sorry. We need to kill this bastard right now.
That's what I've been saying.
That didn't happen.
It's Petrov.
Yeah,
Facts.
I'm confused. I do not understand. What are you guys talking about?
It's a long story, Petrov.
That didn't happen.
All right, I understand. Petrov, you and I can talk about it. He goes, good, I'm glad to see brothers in arms. All of us. They just said we lost Reed and O'Brien, but... Grakaza, he looks at you. I will never betray you. Jebediah shoots a sideways glance at Eidos.
This is your rodeo. I'm gonna holster my blaster.
Jebediah kind of like holds your arm, prevents you from holstering it, and just relaxes his gun.
I'll relax fine too.
And Toonpo, you come up to the bridge, and the mouse droid's in tow, and it sees Dent, and goes, "Wah!" and like does a J turn and just goes wee, 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 back towards the hangar.
Toonpo sees this tense situation and just kind of stops and watches the mouse droid run away. Are we still getting out of here?
Yes. Valerie
Okay.
says, yes. Let's go. Let's do what we need
And
to do.
then he's gonna head to the helm.
Yeah, it's not really a helm as much as it is you punch coordinates, you point ship. You know, there isn't a whole lot to steer, which kind of makes it a little alien. But the tracking beacon to the fleet is still active. And that's when you hear a and the ship kind of rocks and the shields flicker. And from the outside, the camera sees the Upsilon frigate or shuttle get destroyed by the turbo lasers. But the bombs that were on board rip across the hull of the ship, damaging a lot of the shields. All right, listen, despite what I said, I have good news. I got the engines working. It was a trick O'Connor used to use. O'Brien. I don't know who O'Connor is.
Who's the guy I knew?
He's...
He worked in the mess.
All of them look the same.
So is that who you're seeing on your off time?
He's like, I got the engines working.
Good. See what you can do about this damage.
All right. And he goes over and starts checking the subsystems. Well, it looks like communications are out, but everything else is online. Shields are down. We need to get out of here now. And,
Working on it.
I'll help Toonpo with
Valerie,
whatever
actually,
he
where
needs on
you're
the bridge.
where you're sitting at, because of the station that you're at, you see that there's a weapons lock on your ship.
Oh, we have a weapons lock. And who's doing it? Is it the
You start trying.
Eclipse?
Yeah.
Oh, that big old ship is got a weapons lock on us. We better get out of here now before it can do anything.
I heard that. If it's ready, I'm gonna hit the hyperdrive. and
It's
then-
ready. It's been sitting here trying to prepare for hours. Like, Petrov's been trying to get the hyperdrive online. And basically, Jebediah was able to patch it up. So it's ready to go. And the coordinates are already locked in.
Go.
Punch it.
I do.
Yeah, you punch it and it just rips into hyperspace. And one of the admirals on board the Eclipse is very nervous and he's standing behind. The camera focuses on just the left eye of Admiral Thrawn, which is twitching a little bit. And in the depth of field, you kind of see the Admiral come into focus and the view of Thrawn's face fade out. Sorry, sir. Admiral, it appears the Destiny Horizon has hit hyperspace. And the camera fuzzes out on the Admiral and refocuses on Admiral Thrawn. Good. Start tracking his hyperspace trail. We need to know where he's going. Meanwhile, back on the Destiny horizon. We're going to say it's about 24 hours later. And Jebediah is sitting there with Eidos in the lounge. And Petrov walks in. I thought I must find you here, Jebediah. Yep. Moonshine Distillery still working like a champ. Oh, I'd ask you to have a seat, but I don't know how that works. I can sit down. You go out. Wait, I can sit down. He walks over and sits. Listen. I'm sorry for everything you've been through. It sounded terrible. Jebediah gives a knowing look to Eidos. Yeah. Real terrible. And you hear a clip of a button on Jebediah's belt. And he's giving you another look.
Yeah, he kind of shifts his weight so that he can fire from under the table if he needs to.
Petrov says, listen, I'm just glad we're all back together, united, so that we can accomplish the common good and get us back home. We need to take what we know back to the rebellion. Oh, Petrov, there'll be no need for that. I think your part in this journey has come to an end. And he fires. Eidos? Do you fire?
I think when he fires, it startles Eidos, and he fires just instinctively.
Yeah, I think the first shot didn't kill him, but then the moment that the second shot hits him, you see the power flicker from Petrov's eyes as his head goes slump.
I'm gonna kind of like get up from my chair and go over to his head and kind of kick it to see if any sparks are still going.
Just electric. As one of the wires hits the ground, it goes, but all of the light completely dims out. And Jebediah stands up and kicks it, and it dents in a portion of his head and sends the head flying across the room.
Ooh.
Oh, if that's how you treat your friends, I hate to be your enemy. And I holster my blaster.
Yep. You want to continue playing? He points to the card game by the alcohol.
You got another of those cigars? Yeah, let's do it.
Pulls one out and hands it to you. I got plenty now that we're back on the horizon. I can roll them. And you guys are sitting there drinking and smoking and playing cards while there is a headless protocol droid smoking in the chair next to you. We're going to pan over to Grikaza and Valerie, who's on the bridge. The commandos are working the battle stations. Everything seems to be going okay. One of the communications expert tells you that the array is fried. You'll need to get a new circuit board.
We don't have one in engineering?
No, remember the communications array has already gone out twice on us.
Oh, that's right.
One of
It's been a
Jebediah's
long time.
terrible ideas.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing more we could do here.
Alright, well, just do whatever maintenance you can. Get this ship the best shape we can. We don't know what we're going to get into when we get back to the fleet coordinates.
Understandable. They turn around and start moving out. Tunpo,
Oh, God.
you are also on the bridge. And the mouse droid is buzzing around the bridge, checking everything out, scanning the computers, plugging itself in.
I'm gonna try to get its attention to come over to me.
Yeah, I would imagine you can call it like a cat. I think it would respond like... just a,
Here. Here, mouse droid.
and it's like... Apparently it
presume-
drives like a car. That's
Yeah.
a dumb sound effect. No, it's like... and drives up to you.
I'll be by like a translator screen, same sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like, what can I do for you? This ship is so fascinating. It has so much experimental technology on it.
How good are you with sensors? What kind of sensors do you have?
I have a camera and an audio recorder.
Camera and an audio recorder. Can you do me a big favor?
Of course.
To the best of your ability, can you scope out every corner of this ship and make sure there's nobody hiding on board?
It goes and just scoots off.
Just a bad feeling. And how much time do we have still till?
We could just skip. We could jump ahead. Basically, we'll just say, is there anything else you guys wanted to do? Wanted to discuss?
No.
Okay. Over the course of the next few days, he comes back and gives you footage. You see a footage of Eidos and Jebediah playing cards and smoking, and there's a dead protocol droid in the chair next to him.
Oh, somebody's not gonna like that.
And it's like, and it's like, should we tell them?
No, not right now.
Okay. And I'm going to say that maybe towards the end of the trip, Gurkaz is starting to wonder where Petrov is.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, so that's kind of weird.
Meanwhile,
Not his usual hides either.
The scene cuts down to the engineering bay, and Petrov's protocol droid body is being used to hold parts. It's like a statue now, and Jebediah is wrapping everything around it, and he looks at Eidos. You know, shame I couldn't find the head, but I kicked that fucker hard.
Well, it's best that we got rid of it now instead of later.
I kind of like it. Reminds me of our gunk. Bipede. I don't even remember what we called it. O'Brien had like 9 different names for it. Guess it's for 9 different gonk droids.
Yeah. How were your friends anyway, that Petrov guy?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he turns evil like this and you blast him. Must have been a good person at least, one time or another.
He was, but he fooled us. Grakaza, and he ended up finding out that Petrov was a droid all along. Petrov actually came clean and admitted it, but apparently he's been spying for the Empire the entire time. He's the one that called for the probe droids to search the Hoth system. Ended rooting us out. Hoth was a hidden base, of course. We were licking our wounds after the victory at the Death Star, and somehow the Empire found us. You know, Grakaza and Corrin and O'Brien once told me how we got our name, and that there was an Imperial signal coming from our group. If we knew it was Petrov then, we could have saved a lot of lives. He's always been evil. And after what he did to O'Brien, one of the most kind-hearted, innocent, goddamn good souls I've ever met. Unforgivable.
Well, just remember when Grakaza comes looking for you, you better have a wrench in your hand.
No, you're right. He takes spray paint, like one of those caution yellow spray paint, and he says, sorry, Grakaza, had to be done, and he spray paints it on the front of the body.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
I hope he could read. He turns around and walks out of the room. So,
You know, so there you go.
the
Yeah.
Destiny Horizon pulls out of hyperspace, and before you is a planet. And it appears that the fleet has landed on the planet.
What type of planet is it?
It's mostly rock. It looks like a mining planet.
Okay.
By the time that we come out of hyperspace, I'll go to the bridge so I can see which planet we're arriving at.
Ah, Eidos, you know this one. You're
Yeah.
staring at it. So basically, what this planet is it's a planet of slavers. It's one giant gulag. They literally work the slaves to death and then just find new slaves. And they're talking about landing on it, by the way. We could probably bring the Destiny Horizon in over here. They're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Krakaza, what do you think?
No.
What do you mean no?
Unless you want to work to death, probably not the best idea to come here.
What do you mean? Speak plainly.
That's home. And, it's run by slavers. So if your friends are there, they ain't in good shape.
I'll have to take the Star's End down. Find them.
Telling you that's a bad idea.
You know that no ship makes it through the atmosphere. They don't have much in the means of orbital defense, but the entire planet is rigged with ground-to-air flak missile launchers. No one gets in, no one gets out. They actually call this planet Exile. And your punishment, if they catch you, is exile. And when I said that, I literally meant this planet.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to go.
Krakaza, there's something pulling at your heartstrings. Reed wouldn't leave his men.
That's the whole fleet down there.
All the suffering that you have been through, Reed's sacrifice, was so that the fleet could survive.
If we go down, what are we dealing with?
Well, trying to get down, ground-to-air missiles and flak. So Star's End is going to look like, that cheese with the holes in it. It's going to look like that. By the time, if we even make it to the ground, immediately captured and thrown into slavery.
So you're having flashbacks of footage from these things. They have cloaking systems. You know they're humanoid and bipedal, and they love to hunt. They love it when people escape the work camps, because they make a game of it.
Yeah, and pretty much like Rikaza know that, and pretty much say, I mean, you can work, and they're happy with that, but when you run, they're delighted. They'll hunt you down.
In the back of my mind, the back of Rikaza's mind, he's just thinking immediately of his run-ins with Trandoshans from his past and just all the things he's heard, all the things his people have dealt with.
And then you imagine, you see the images of the forests burning down and the jungles and the stumps and the wiki furs. And for a moment, you see Valeria's skin hanging on the wall. Zoran's head mounted.
Is there anyone we can contact down there?
Not without a communication system, one of the commandos says as he points to the communications. We're going to have to find a way.
What about the Star's End?
Yeah, those was fine.
We would have to know who we're communicating with. We can't mass project on a ship that small.
Well, wouldn't we have the codes here that we can then use them on board the Star's End?
I'm pretty
the contact
sure
codes for the...
I'm pretty sure they're going to jam the communications. A ship that small won't be able to make it through.
What would be the best way to get in contact with the Eidos?
Eidos, selling them slaves.
You sell them slaves.
Rikaza leans forward and just looks very intently at the ground for a second.
Yeah, and as the camera pans out, shows you looking at the ground, you see on the planet, there's Valeria, and she's got black eyes, and she's bruised up, and she's got what looks like a scabby stump on her shoulder where an arm used to be. And she's got chains attached to her neck, and they're strung up on the wall. And one of the creatures comes in, and it's really tall, and it's got backwards jointed knees, and it smiles at her. And he looks at the other guard. My turn. And the guard nods, leaves the room. He shuts the door and starts to take his clothes off. And attached, like in a jail cell, Zoran's there, made to watch. And the camera pans outside that room, and you just hear the sound of mining equipment going, and the agriculture ship has been completely dismantled and built into agricultural domes into the planet so that these aliens can grow their own food? No. As the camera pans in on one of the domes, a few of the civilians who were part of the Ansaria Republic are going, and they've got these collars on. Come on, I don't think they'll see us over here. And they start slinking through the wheat that was growing in the dirt. And then out of nowhere, this shimmering shape goes tuk, 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 behind them. And they're like, and they look up and they go, oh my God, look. And then a dagger goes through one of their heads. The other one screams and his head is severed by a pike, and the shimmering shield goes away. Too easy. Another shimmering shield emerges. Yes, they're giving up. The camera pans out of the dome and shows a tent city sprawling for miles as thousands of residents, Corellian gunships that have been grounded, are sprawled all out over the place. They're huddling around their smoke. They don't have shoes on. They've got cloth wrapped around their feet, old blood stains on the bottom of them. They're all coughing because of the dust that's in their lungs. And there's a spray paint on a lot of the ships that says, Destiny has abandoned us. You know, who are we without our destiny? And everybody's kind of starving. They're stealing from each other. And this child walks up to this basket and looks inside of it and sees a bunch of apples, like 3, and reaches for it. And then this knife comes down and chops his hand off. And he's like, ah, ah, ah. And then all of a sudden this Mon Calamari peers his head out. You stay away from my food. Ah! And the kid like scrambles back, running down an alley, like weeping because he's starting to lose so much blood. And then you hear, come on, young one, let's take care of that. We don't want you dying. Come on. I know you can be a bear. We're all going through a hard time. Destiny will... Oh my God. And he moves to this tent that looks like it's kind of a medical tent where some of the medical staff's working. Take care of this boy. He turns around on his heel and runs towards the tent where the Admiral's sitting in. Opens the door. The Admiral's like upset. You could tell he's just not feeling good. His skin's purple instead of maroon, like it's starting to lose color. Admiral, you shouldn't have done that. It's just a child. The civilians are why we're here. We sacrifice so much for the civilians, and they just take it. I've had it. It won't happen again. I'll kill every last one of them. I swear to God. Yes, enough of that. I'm sure you will, but... Come here, you'll have to see this. And the Admiral steps out and looks up to the skies, and his jaw drops. And soon everybody's gathering around because up in low orbit, like not quite in the atmosphere, the Destiny Horizon's sitting there. And they're all pointing up at it, and people start coming out and they're looking up and they're like, yes, yes, saviors, they're here to save us. And this is where we're going to end tonight's episode. Let's get some tide changes. Oh, happy days, oh, happy days. So, how's everyone doing after that episode?
Reeling.
That's an accurate term.
Mm.
Awesome.
Good. I like it. Who wants to go first? Because I have one.
Ethan, you just volunteered.
All right, cool. As we're hovering above this planet, Eidos remembers that he does have a few contacts still on the planet that have been trying to start a revolution against these guys.
And, ooh, I like that. And you know, Eidos, that it's not just the fleet there. There's hundreds of thousands on this planet.
Yeah, so he has a few contacts, some that were law-abiding, some that were criminal. So he has a few contacts that he can get in touch with.
I love it. I love it. Oh, hey, I know a contact. As one of them. Mick. You know he's down there.
Oh, yeah.
And you know if anyone could survive on exile, it's Nick and Typhoon.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
I like that one.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Brian. Let's hear it.
Well, while we're above this planet figuring out what's going on, suddenly, out of hyperspace, comes the fleet. But it's the resistance. It's Wedge and those that we left behind 10 years in the future somehow have found us, and they show up.
Nice. I like
How?
that.
Why? Who knows? Up to you.
Zell, Jonathan?
I was thinking something that was very, very too close to Brian's. It was that a fleet comes out of hyperspace, and it is our fleet, just like there is apparently a second Thrawn, like we've.
Oh, like you broke it. Okay, I like that. I like that.
That's good. I would do.
I like that one.
Too. Yeah.
Not to piggyback, sorry.
No,
No, that's actually they're both good because the fleet that Brian is recommending is very much heavily armed and ready for this kind of stuff, but the fleet that you're recommending is just the fleet. I like that. Zell.
The sight of the Destiny Horizon inspires a revolt among all the civilians and military personnel on the ship. And word reaches the other camps and the other workers throughout the entire planet that a revolt is starting, and everybody joins up. And in the process, we're able to go in with minimal anti-air fire because they're too busy trying to put down a revolt.
Oh my god, I like that idea. You know, and what's interesting about that, Krakaza, is you've been part of the rebellion. You're the only one here who's been part of the rebellion. And you know how to start the fires. That's what you started off as. Your group, the 31st Assault Fleet, started fires. So this is something that Krakaza... Oh, yeah, and man, you're on a mining planet. So many explosives.
Yep.
So many explosives. I like that.
So many explosives and so many emplacements I can just target. Oh.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. It has been a year. And things are looking grim. Definitely has not gotten any better. But I want to thank all my players. Thank you guys. Any highlights that you guys liked about this session? What was your favorite parts?
Masochistically, I actually kind of enjoyed, and not necessarily enjoy, but I was kind of, I like the idea that Rakaza just constantly has things go horribly wrong for him every time we use the breach drive. Like, things get just that much worse.
And the reason why I did that, actually, it's funny that you say that, is because something bad happened to Rakaza the very first time you guys used the breach drive. It's repeating. It's repeating the events.
in a way, I feel like this will be a very huge motivating factor for him. But at the same time, I feel like he's on the verge of like a psychotic break at this point.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Anybody else have any highlights that they liked about the video? What was your favorite parts?
All the stuff that went on in the tomb thing down there, that was very exciting.
With Eidos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and then the other stuff being shooting, and then with that crazy senator and having to flee. I mean, that was just very exciting. Everything going on at once.
Awesome.
That was cool.
Azel, thank you for killing off the Senator and Dent earlier than I anticipated, but your contingent of rebel ships arrived, so there you go.
They could be back. Who knows? If we use the breach drive.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
You should use the breach drive again.
Oh man, what if there's two wedges and they meet? Is that just like wedge singularity?
Oh my god.
It's a paradox.
It's
What's a
wedge
good pilot?
squared.
What's a shitty pilot?
One of them flew at the Death Star, one of them took down Adat Walker's a Hoth.
There you go.
All
Or
right.
what's his name is still alive? Luke's friend who died, but didn't die.
Oh,
Dark.
Dak?
Biggs.
Oh.
Biggs.
Yeah.
Who are
No,
you? I'm
Biggs is still
Dark.
dead.
He's
Okay.
dead as shit.
yeah, no, that guy ain't coming back.
Yeah. Well, thank. Let's try that again. Thanks to all my players for joining. It's been an emotional adventure. I just want to say hoorah for the 12-month anniversary of our campaign. And thank you for everybody watching. I know that a lot of people will say that the campaigns are different. Ashes to Ashes is very much a force-oriented hero's tale. Dust to Dust is very tactical. It gives you an eyes and a look of what Imperial Command is like. And Destiny Horizon has always been my pet project. I've said since I've joined the Tides of Change that I wanted a Battlestar Galactica, Lost in Space, severed, cut off, time dilation story. And I want to thank these players for making it happen and continuing to use the breach drive and giving me plenty to write. So I throw away less and less postcards every time we play. So my flowcharts are going good. But from all of us to you, thank you very much. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit like, hit that notification bell for future videos, and please check out the Tides of Change Facebook group page. You'll definitely enjoy it. It's the Tides of Change Role-Playing Club, and we've actually got 2 pages now, Star Wars FFG and the new Star Trek game that came out, which is amazing. So definitely check those 2 systems out. Other than that, this is Jarl of Goats. Thank you very much, and from all of us to you, bye-bye.